Dr. Amanolu here. Of course, from childhood, in my mind, he was a great leader because my father, an office bearer of his party at that time, Indian Socialist Party, was an office bearer of local office bearer of that organization, and that is why in my young mind he has got such a reputation always. And today, this Martyr's Day, we are observing, and about that aspect and development of Goa, our Honorable Chief Minister accounted everything in front of you. Details were given, and our freedom fighters present also had already given the details of the freedom struggle in our state. I endorse their views in its full strength. And I am very, as far as Amanolu is concerned, you see, a cent-person nationalist. Of course, his education was mostly in Western countries. He visited Moscow. At that time, he was attracted to the concept of socialist idea. But he never compromised with the, of course, fully he agreed with socialism. His life is dedicated for that cause. But at the same time, the way in which the Moscow system spreading to the world was objected by him. If you go through that, I have stated one reason, that in such a system, only one party alone, no other opposition is allowed, no second party is allowed. Russia, USSR, China, Vietnam, Cuba, so many countries in the world, only single party is in the country. Then how can we call it as democratic country? This aspect was introduced to Indian school of thought by Dr. Manohar here. And I am not saying much about his politics or anything. But in Parliament, his theory, at that time, Honorable most respected, Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister. Then he presented one theory there, I am still remembering. He asked a question, how much our Honorable, I am not mentioning anybody's name, system, the ministries or whatever amount you spend, then he himself put another detailed description about that. Poor people of India, the vast majority, according to subject to memory I am saying, 60% of the Indians are having their daily income is less than 4 annas a day. This was theory. An historical thing. I don't know new generation whether they are aware of all these things. And his attitude also was like that. In 1967, there was a political change in India. I don't want to go to the analysis of that politics at that time in 1967. But in 7 states, Samyukta Vidayak Dal ministries were introduced, Bihar and even in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, etc., etc. So that was a change according to him. And I don't know, I am not blaming anybody. I am accepting the inquiry reports of our nation. I am not going beyond that. But at the same time, a person who lost his life, today's Dr. Manohar Hospital, in a surgeon's table, He lost his life. At that time, that operation is a minor operation. And that was so suspicious at that time, but later, even now, as far as certain people are concerned in our country, still they believe that it was not a mistake on the part of the surgeon and something else. I am not going to that aspect at all. But at the same time, at that time, Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya, these two persons were the brain and through their effort change in 1967. And that is why Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya also, within few months, his dead body was seen in Mughal Sarai railway station. He was selected as the president of our chief ministers and my chief minister's party. I am not a governor, has not to identify with the political party now. In Mughal Sarai railway station. These two incidents are connected, and there are so many things are there. I am not disowning the views of our CBI or our government views, endorsing. Such a person at the age of 57, he lost his life in a surgeon's table and a simple operation. Simple means fully a normal operation. Abnormality was not there. His type of approach also is a classic example of how a public worker can. And with due respect to our freedom fighters, we will give more and more facilities to them. But view of Dr. Manohar Lohia, that we are doing something for the motherland, and that may not be counted in terms of money or anything. That aspect is also there. His entire speeches and works are compiled together, and I tried, because our Honorable Chief Minister is here, the 10 volumes of his writings that is not available in most of the libraries in our Goa. I am requesting him to make steps. Gandhiji's 100 books are there. Deendayal Upadhyaya is 12 volumes of book is there. And Dr. Manohar Lohia has 10 volume. I think it was that Lohia Research Vedi published it, now available. We will make steps to furnish proper things for purchasing that and keep it in for our new generations. Dr. Manohar Lohia's views also. You see, 1946 speech, if you go through it, the word he used is about our nationalism. I am not repeating here. And he stated that 6 places he stated that for the unity of the India, our motherland, we will start the fight. You are all remembering that aspect. 6 places he has stated that in his 1946 speech. So I am, for the time being, in the present time, we will make steps to make research on Dr. Manohar Lohia, Pandit Deendayal Upadhyaya, and Mahatma Gandhiji, and of course Jayaprakash Narayan joined with Manohar Lohia's views, and few years he was the office bearer of Socialist Party at that time. Later Sarvodaya he shifted to Sarvodaya. These things should be inculcated in the mind of the new generation. That is a need of the hour. So I am very happy to be present among all of you today to commemorate and honor the valiant freedom fighters on the occasion of Goa Revolution Day. Goa Revolution Day is one of the most defining events in the history of the state. As we gather here today, let us all bow our heads in reverence to the memory of all martyrs, freedom fighters and statesmen who through their valor enabled Goa stands toward us a prosperous and welfare state. Regarding that aspect, details were furnished by our Honorable Chief Minister. Now we are thinking about freedom. What is freedom? What is the concept of freedom?